Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Group on YouTube. Today we're just going to have a quick discussion of a few things that are going on in WWE at the moment. So last night on Smackdown, they announced that the Unified Tag Team Championships will be on the line in 2 weeks' time. So I believe that's April 28th, is it? Episode of Smackdown against the Usos. So it would be Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn against the Usos. So obviously it would be a rematch of WrestleMania. So I've seen a lot of speculation online about what way they're going to go there. And to be honest with you, there's one thing that I did look at and I thought, you know what, that actually could happen. So the thought is at the moment is they've changed the Saudi Arabia event from King and Queen of the Ring to Night of Champions, which we haven't seen for a few years now. So obviously at Night of Champions pay-per-views, they normally have every single championship defended on the show, which is obviously the idea of Night of Champions. So you've got Kevin Owens, who won't go to do the Saudi Arabia show. You've got Sami Zayn, who won't go and do the Saudi Arabia show. And then you've got the Usos that will. So is there a possibility of the Usos actually taking the tag belts back? I think so. I think there's a good possibility of this happening. Like you say, they've gone from, if they didn't want it to be every championship defended at the show, then surely they wouldn't have called it Night of Champions. They could have called it any other pay-per-view. They could have just done another Crown Jewel and stuff like that. But with them going for Night of Champions, it does make you wonder, will they actually put the belts back on the Usos in time for this? Because like I say, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn won't fly, and they won't fly to Saudi Arabia. They won't do the Saudi Arabia shows, which is fine. That's their own decision. Like, we've seen wrestlers refuse to go before, but WWE know now, like, that's not going to happen. But like I say, when it was originally King and Queen of the Ring, it didn't really matter that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were the tag champions, because there wasn't a need for them. Now they've scrapped the idea of doing a King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, which, to be honest, I think is a good idea. It's no better than the Andre the Giant Battle Royal for WrestleMania, or SmackDown for WrestleMania, as it's been the last 2 years. People win it and don't do nothing with them. Look at Xavier Woods. I mean, he's probably had a tag team championship since that, but he was tag champ anyway. He was always winning the tag belts. That made no difference. He's not stepped up and become Intercontinental US champion, or he's not won Money in the Bank, or anything. He's not changed. He's not gone up the card because of winning King of the Ring. And same with Zelina Vega. Like, they've done nothing with Zelina at all. She's Queen of the Ring, and they've not done anything with it. They've not pushed her. She could have easily won the women's Money in the Bank. She could have easily won a women's Royal Rumble, anything. But they've done nothing with it. So I'm not surprised they've scrapped the tournaments, and I won't be surprised if they don't bring them up at all this year. They need to seriously start thinking about whether to just get rid of it completely. Is anyone really going to be bothered if you scrap the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments? No one's going to be bothered, because, like I say, they don't do nothing with them anyway. It's not like what it was in the 90s, where it actually meant something. So they've scrapped them. They've changed it to Night of Champions. So looking up, if the maths is correct, that Roman Reigns will be on his 1,000th day as champion, so as Universal Champion. Obviously they've combined both belts, but he won the Universal Championship 1,000 days ago at Night of Champions, which is one of the main reasons why I think they've changed the pay-per-view to Night of Champions. So it'll be a big thing when Roman Reigns squashes whoever it is that he's facing at the pay-per-view, and then they'll do a big celebration at the end for this 1,000 days. So it would actually make sense if the Usos then were the tag champs, so they defend them on the pay-per-view, and then they'll have a big massive celebration at the end of the night. I wouldn't be surprised as well if Solo ends up in a match for either the IC or the US. I think it's the IC on SmackDown, isn't it, at the moment? So it wouldn't surprise me if they actually do that and then put the belt on him, and then you can have the whole bloodline with all the gold again on Roman Reigns' 1,000 days as Universal Champion. So to be honest with you, the likelihood of this happening, like, I can see it. I can see WWE doing something like this, where they'll take the belts off them because they've now decided to go with a different pay-per-view. Night of Champions, the whole idea behind that was every single belt in the company was defended. I think the last one was about 2015-16. You know, there's been some decent pay-per-views, to be fair, Night of Champions. It's not one that people do remember as much as, obviously, like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Backlash, Survivor Series, but we've had some decent Night of Champions in the past, so, you know, it could be worth giving it a go. I mean, I know a lot of fans don't or won't watch the Saudi Arabia pay-per-views, you know, for your own reason, that's fine. Like, you know, wrestlers don't want to go and fans don't want to watch, that's fine. But obviously those of you that are going to watch, I'd expect some sort of Roman Reigns celebration at the end. So the likelihood of the Usos actually being crowned champions again in 2 weeks' time, I can see being very high, to be honest. At first, I wasn't sure when the pay-per-view was. I thought the pay-per-view was the end of this month, so I was like, it's the day after, but it's not. It's May. Like, I thought it was April, it's not, it's May. So, again, though, would they do it? And then you've still got 4 weeks. Well, I suppose, yeah, because, I mean, if you do it with 3-4 weeks before the pay-per-view, then you've got to build for them to have another challenger, I suppose. But, yeah, so I wouldn't be too surprised if this actually comes ahead and goes ahead. And like I say, Roman Reigns' 1,000 days is at the Night of Champions pay-per-view. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see them all holding the gold at the end for a big, massive celebration of Roman Reigns and his reign of terror as it continues. So, as always, this was just a quick little video. So, as always, thank you for watching. Please check out all my wrestling figure videos, my wrestling rankings videos, and my WWE 2K videos that I've started to do just recently. And thank you for making this group the group on Facebook and the YouTube channel so active. And as we push forward and bring you more wrestling related content in the future.